Hey, I'm Josh Linquist. I'm an indie filmmaker. I'm currently working on directing my first feature film. It's called Envoy. Here's a little snippet of the trailer.
I love him, and he's been through some horrible things.
It's an action thriller, dark comedy, and yeah, it's going really well. We've filmed 23 days and we have 7 left. We're kind of in a weird little pause right now while we do pre production on getting everything lined up for the next 7 days. And I've just been talking to some people about doing some longer form videos, just kind of talking about being an indie filmmaker, how it works, what it entails. So I just figured I'd start doing these videos where I chat about all things film related. I have a few idea of other videos I'm going to do. I'm going to try to upload at least weekly, but let me know if you guys are liking this series, if you find it helpful, if you find it interesting, if you want to get into making films yourself. Um, but yeah, Envoy's been a really cool adventure. I'm just so I'm just I'm blown away by how many people have helped on the movie. Currently our cast is 98 actors, and with the scenes coming up we have, there'll be some new characters, so we're definitely going to have over 100 cast members total, which is insane. And like behind the camera, over 100 people have worked on it, just whether it's really niche stuff or because the production's been kind of spread out because it's such a low budget film. We've had some crew turnover just as people get busy with their day jobs or move on to other projects that are paying a little bit more. So but I mean, man, to have over 200 people on set and not have like anyone be an issue or be a problem, like I'm so lucky. It's amazing. The way this movie started was like, so just a quick little bit about myself as a filmmaker. I grew up being into movies, wanting to make movies. Um, I started making little like sketches on like an old mini DV camera with my friends growing up as a kid. Started making YouTube stuff with my friends in high school when that was still more of a novelty and less of like a social media streaming platform. And yeah, so in college, I switched over to film studies. I was on an Army scholarship, so I couldn't really do like a full production BFA at CU Boulder. So I really didn't get too many production classes, but I got to work on a couple TV shows during one summer. So I've been like on and off in the industry since like 2011, so quite a while. Most of my experience on set has been as a production assistant, and over the last few years, I started doing more producing, and then now starting my own production company in Colorado, directing, also doing acting and stuff, which has been really fun. I also do like AD work, assistant directing. Um, yeah, I was out in LA for a while doing PA work out there, which was really awesome. During the pandemic, like once they kind of eased up on the lockdown, I was doing a lot of COVID safety PA work. That was not fun. I did not enjoy that. It didn't feel like filmmaking. It was its own thing. I mean, it was very necessary. When it was done well, it was really important. Sometimes it was not done well, and it just became more of an issue for production than actually kept people safe, which was disappointing. But yeah, so I towards the end of 2022, also a lot of the industry moved out of LA. After COVID, things were already shifting before that happened, but I decided to take a break, focus on my writing, and move back to Colorado, where I grew up. And after a little bit of being here, I found a really thriving indie film scene. So Colorado actually does have a really thriving indie film scene. It's really booming and growing right now. Denver is very commercial, but like Pueblo and Colorado Springs have like a very vibrant indie artsy scene, which has been really cool. So yeah, I mean, the way Envoy came about, one of my favorite scripts I've written is a murder mystery called House of Conspiracies. And I was really looking into doing that as my first feature. It's basically a single location murder mystery. So it could be done well for very cheap, which was really exciting. But of course, being a murder mystery, a detective unraveling a conspiracy theory, towards the end, there's some confrontations and some shootouts and some calling them action sequences sounds a bit of an exaggeration, but I'd never directed anything like that. I've done music videos, I've done drama, dialogue scenes, driving scenes, stuff like that. So because I'd never directed any kind of action before, I decided I should do that first. So I was started writing a short film, and I very quickly realized the story I wanted to tell was a feature. And also, like, it's really good to start if you're new at filmmaking with short films, but like making money with short films is really difficult. It's really good to do starting out to like hone your skills first and foremost, figure out who you want to work with, and also like showcase what you can do in your style as a filmmaker. But like, yeah, my first couple short films here in Colorado that I directed and wrote, um, they've done really well at film festivals, and also like we sold them to distributors, which is really cool. If you go to Tiny Scripted LLC, their YouTube channel, which is monetized, so all of your views do help going back to the cast and crew who worked on those movies. So please do go check out The Resurrection Scroll and The Unseen on Tiny Scripted LLC's YouTube channel. But yeah.
I'm so glad to have known him. Have you tried talking to anyone?
No. Is that what's helping you?
Those were really cool, and like again, we did sell them to a distributor, but we haven't seen much money back. And that's not the fault of the distributor, it's just the nature of the market and the distribution and the audience for short films. It's very much a niche thing. So I went to AFM, the American Film Market, in 2024 and learned all about film financing, like film sales, distribution, sales agents, how all of that works. Like it was really the business side of film, which I don't find interesting. I'm a creative, but like I do this full time. I have two side gigs, of course, because paid film gigs, paid crew gigs are hard to find in Colorado, as well as acting gigs. I'm able to get them, luckily enough, which is great. But yeah. So anyway, digression. So I learned a lot about the business side, and I just really came to realize that if you want to make any kind of money, it's still high risk, but like feature films are the way to go. That's really the only way to do it. So as I was starting to think of what kind of action story I wanted to tell as a short film to just learn how to direct action, I quickly realized might as well just do a feature. So that's how I wrote Envoy. It's actually the quickest script I ever wrote. I think I wrote it in like 2 weeks, which most of my other features, I would outline and then slowly write and build and rewrite over months. But cranked out Envoy September of 2025, and now here we are, early August, July 20 or early August of 2026. I'm getting my dates all mixed up. I clearly have not had enough coffee today. But yeah, it's like less than a year later, and we are, the majority of the way through production, which is crazy. So it's been a real journey. It's been really cool. An interesting thing, which I can do a longer video about, which is like financing. The short films we did, were very low budget, but we did like crowdfunding. We used the platform Indiegogo. There's a newer one called Seed and Spark that seems like a much more promising and better way for filmmakers to get funds for their films. But like, we tried to do that for Envoy for our feature because we had a lot of success with our short film, The Resurrection Scroll. That did really well with crowdfunding. We doubled our goal within the first 12 hours. It was awesome. So we tried to do that for Envoy, and we were getting nothing. I think it was timing. There was a lot of people doing campaigns. It was like start of summer of this year. So after talking to some local filmmakers, shout out especially to Jeff Swardan, who's awesome. He was saying like just get investors directly. Just whatever perks you'd offer through like Indiegogo or a similar crowdfunding campaign, just give it to people directly. So we started doing that. That was much more effective, and then that kind of turned into, us setting up an investment structure. So then I kind of went through and detailed, okay, as the movie makes money, how do people get paid back? The more they the more they invest, the higher percentage they get of profits on the back end of the movie. So did a bunch of research on that, built up an investment structure. So then we actually got investors, people putting in hundreds or even thousands of dollars, so that we have a very tiny but still like sustainable budget. so that we can make sure we feed our crew well, take care of them, and get really high quality footage. So I don't know the exact budget we're going to finish at, but because there could be some costs in post production that I'm not anticipating. But I can't wait to show people the finished movie and have a final number of how much it costs to make, because I think it's going to blow people's minds when they see the level of quality we've achieved with how little we spent. And really, the way to do that, I mean, just it's the secret to good indie filmmaking. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with good people who are, first and foremost, just like good, decent people that you like being around, but second, that are good at their jobs. And wherever you are, there's going to be people who are into that. Film has decentralized out of LA so much, and the technology to make professional looking film has it's never been cheaper and more accessible than it is now. So I really highly recommend, if you want to get into film. A lot of it tends to exist like on Facebook as a platform and in like local groups, but just start looking around and you will find an indie film scene. Volunteer to be a PA or a background actor on people's stuff. Get to know other people, network. Yeah, I mean, you'll just meet people and start growing like a big roster of people that you want to work with. And then you can start, bringing people on and like making cool stuff. So, yeah, making Envoy has just been an amazing journey. It's so much fun. I've been uploading lots of shorts. You can also follow me on like TikTok's a great place to see behind the scenes. Our movie has an Instagram. Envoy the film is the handle. So yeah, if you want to follow and keep seeing behind the scenes stuff and how we do it, that's awesome. If you think of more long form videos for me to ramble about, let me know. I think a few ones I'm thinking of doing coming up are like how to approach stunts in terms of choreography and rehearsal. Another one I wanted to talk about is like sound, because that's so important for movies. I want to do one talking about editing and how I think it's important if you want to be a good director to, you don't have to be a professional editor, but like learn editing, go on DaVinci Resolve, which is free and fairly intuitive and user friendly. But you can just by editing your own stuff, even if you never get to where you're like a professional editor, you'll have such a better idea on set of what coverage you need to get so that it's going to edit well once you're in post-production. So anyway, that's a little bit about me and my film journey. Let me know what questions you have and what future videos you want to see when I do these little 10 to 15 minute rambles. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe to see more. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
You were put in a position to where you had to do something you don't like.
You left us, remember? You still owe him, because you're still breathing right now.
I love him, and he's been through some horrible things.
So I saw on the news this morning, they had this thing that was like new footage of like Lady Bigfoot.
Lady Bigfoot?
Yeah,
Nah, Bigfoot's a dude.
Bigfoot's not a dude. Not this one, man. You didn't see the knockers on it.
Can you send that to me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to be looking out for again?